Hey there, good morning everyone. Thursday the 10th of March 2022. This morning's devotional is a reading from Luke chapter 1 verse 37, which reads, "For nothing is impossible with God." Never let what seems to be an impossible situation intimidate you. Why? Well, we have just read, for nothing is impossible with God. There is sufficient evidence in Scripture to reassure us of this fact. And I use the word fact and not idea. Look at the Exodus. God fed and maintained the lives of over 2 million men, women, children, and their livestock for 40 years. Their clothes never wore out, their sandals never wore out, and they had sufficient to eat and drink every day. An old woman by the name of Sarah gave birth to a son at the very young age of 90. I'd like to see that happen today still. It's possible. And we can find that in Genesis chapter 17, verse 17. Instead of being intimidated by a seemingly impossible situation, rather let it motivate you. Motivate you to do what? To pray more, believe more, trust more, wait more, expect more, and to depend on God even more. It doesn't matter how impossible a situation may seem. You can be certain that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1 verse 6. What God starts in your life, He will finish. If you were to go into my office and take out my dictionary and look up the word impossible, you won't find it in there. Why? It's not because of some printing error. It's because I cut it out. I decided that if it's not in God's vocabulary, it certainly is not going to be in my vocabulary or even dictionary. Hudson Taylor, a missionary from the 1800s, said this about God doing the impossible in our lives. There are 3 stages to every great work of God. First, the impossible. Then it is difficult. Then it is done. But Satan doesn't want you to believe that nothing is impossible with God. He'll tell you over and over again, who do you think you are? You can't do that. What makes you think you can be a man or a woman of God? And we all have those doubts, don't we? When you believe and trust God for the impossible in your life, it's an embarrassment and egg in the face for the devil. My dear friends, maybe you're in what looks like an impossible situation right now. Look to God and rely on His promises and watch your situation move from impossible to possible and then to done. Have faith, trust, and believe. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.